Hola y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Hi, welcome to Amores Patos.
I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby.
This is a podcast where two best friends get together and talk about
Duck Facts.
Duck Lore.
Duck VR.
And DuckTales. Alright, Faby.
Yes.
Are you ready to enter the Matrix with me?
I am.
Alright,
God. Okay. Oh my God, I wish I knew more Matrix references.
That's the extent of my Matrix references. I have not seen the Matrix. That is a personal flaw of mine.
I've only seen it once, and it was in high school, like 6-7 years ago. So.
Oh boy. You ever think about how high school was like almost a decade ago now?
Shut up. I keep thinking about it because I keep getting...
We've been out of high school longer than we were in high school.
Yeah. That's wild to me.
The passage of time awaits nobody.
No. Wait.
What?
After 6 years, I finally graduated college.
Yes! Holy shit!
Yeah. I graduated like a couple days ago, I guess, officially, but
Yeah.
the ceremony won't be for a couple of months if it even happens, but
They'll do virtual.
yeah.
Or you'll drive back up the 8 to 9 hours.
Yeah.
To graduate in person. But yeah, oh my god. Yes, of course. God, congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Finally I have a BS in chemistry and a BA in Chicano studies.
Oh yeah. You were free of the shackles of education.
Yes, well, for a while, but yes.
I myself have reshackled myself to education.
It like hit me like Friday. I was like, this is the first time in basically my whole life that I haven't been in school.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
oh my god,
wild.
yeah. I had a blessed, how many months? Oh, like half a year where I wasn't in school.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yes, we're not here to talk about the real life.
No.
We're here to talk about Season 3, Episode 20 of DuckTales. Beaks in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The story for this episode is by Frank Angonis, Madison Bateman, Colleen Evanson, Christian Magelhays, Ben Simon, and Bob Snow. It was written by Ben Simon. The storyboards are by Sam King, Catherine Marusik, Stephen Park, and Emmy Cicerega, and it was directed by Jason Zurich.
Ooh.
For our watches, we have the solitary Benzino Gasolini watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a nice little place here. Only hotel, I'ma never stay inside.
That is our second and possibly last reference to The Matrix.
Yeah, I don't know anything else except
If
for...
only either of us had seen it.
Yeah.
And paid attention.
I forgot his name. Lawrence Fishburne's little glasses.
Morpheus.
Morpheus. That's all I remember.
I know red pill, blue pill.
Yeah.
I don't know what they mean. I don't know what that's referring to.
Like, I say I watched it, but, like, I don't remember anything. And, like, yeah, I don't remember anything but Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
And that's it.
Yep. And Elrond, Hugo Weaving,
yeah.
is, I think, also there.
Yes, he's Agent Smith, I want to say. It's a very generic name, I think. It's Smith.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
I say with the confidence of someone who has not seen the movie.
Oh, and, like, the bullet dodging scene.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
yes. Yes, of course.
Yes.
Which is funny, because The Matrix was partly inspired by Ghost in the Shell, which is where the episode gets its name from.
Mm-hmm. I was supposed to watch it, but I didn't.
Ghost in the Shell. I watched some of it.
How what happened to the rest of it?
I got tired.
Yeah.
I drank some sangria that didn't sit well,
Oh no.
so I went to bed.
And I mean, I don't know if this is just for the US, but it's free on
Yes,
the
yeah.
YouTube. The
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
I say.
On the YouTube. I assume just the I don't know, because the YouTube rules are weird across countries.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone's interested in watching Ghost in the Shell in Japanese with
Yes.
American English subtitles. If you're like me who prefers subbed anime to dubbed. I can't stand dubbed. It gives me this secondhand embarrassment that I just can't watch.
I think it depends. But then again, I haven't watched like anime in like 10 years. Yeah.
We have
Oh god.
wandered off the topic.
This is a good episode, so
It
it's
is a
not
good
that we're
episode,
like
just-
delaying
we're
talking
just-
about it.
Just wandering.
Yeah, we're just excited also to talk to each other.
Yes. This is always very fun for us.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is now time for the game show within our podcast. It is now time for Duck or False. Alright, today's Duck or False question is multiple choice.
Oh no.
Alright, let's see how good your memory is.
Uh-huh.
In the DuckTales 1987 episode, The Duck Who Knew Too Much, Season 4, Episode 3, or Episode 96, Fenton won a free vacation with Gandra to which country? A. Swansylvania. B. Switzerland. C. Tra-la-la. Or D. Wrong way.
Say the first two again.
A. Swansylvania. Or B. Switzerland.
B sounds familiar, but I don't know if it's just a thing you've said to me before.
What is your final answer?
I'm just gonna say B.
That's correct!
Okay.
He wins a trip to Switzerland, which
Uh-huh.
is a pun on Switzerland because
Yeah.
he wins this trip on the Swizzle-based game show. I forgot the name of it. I'm going to say it's Swizzle While You Work. That's maybe right.
Fenton, that's so. You've won today's Let's Make a Mess grand prize.
A swizzle stick?
No, an all-expenses-paid ski vacation in Switzerland. World-famous home of banks and swizzle sticks.
It's a Swizzle Stick-based game show.
Uh-huh.
Because a Swizzle Stick is a thing you, like, stir tea with.
Oh.
It's this really particular, it's like those decorative sticks. And for whatever reason, he's on a game show in that episode, and he wins,
Uh-huh.
and goes to Switzerland. And also ends up embroiled in in a network of spies, and a conspiracy to rob a Swizzle bank.
Yeah.
That's the one where Fenton hits on another lady.
Yeah. Sometimes OG Fenton is just like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Fenton, that wasn't your someone else, was it?
Not yet. I mean, I never saw her before in my life.
It's been a while since we talked about Fenton. I don't think we've had a Fenton episode for a bit.
Yeah.
We love him. We liked him a lot in the original series, but he
Yeah.
had his problems.
Yes. He had moments where he would just say things, and you're just like, what the fuck?
I'll probably talk about a few of those later in the episode.
Yeah.
And I think I've mentioned his
He also does something, well, he says something like at the end of this episode that reminds me of something that he does the opposite of in the
Yes.
episode, in the original.
Yes, we'll
Yeah.
definitely talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
Yeah.
did you even say if Benzino was in this or not?
Oh no, I didn't. Dang, you almost let me like live in like bliss
Yeah.
and like maybe he was here.
No, No.
But no, Benzino was not here.
Mm-mm.
It's fine. We open up on the seedy Duckburg docks.
Yeah.
Hookville Harbor, whatever.
Mm-hmm. And we immediately go to, I forgot what those things are called. Like
Oh, wait, a shipping container?
yes, a shipping container. That it's being opened up by like a laser from the inside. And it's Kendra!
It's Gandra D.
Yes.
We haven't seen since... Oh, we saw her briefly in Escape from the Impossible.
Yes.
She didn't speak. And we saw her briefly before that in Challenge of the Junior Senior Woodchuck.
Mm-hmm. Wow, it's been so long.
It's been a while, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the first time she's had like a major speaking, obviously like a significant role.
Yeah.
So we see the return of Jamila Jamil.
And she's holding like a cube thing. We
Yeah.
see that she comes out with.
And she climbs out of the shipping container, and she carved the hole out. And Gizmoduck and Huey are waiting for her, like just on the other side of the container.
Because she's all like, like in and out faster than you can say, and then we hear Fenton's Gizmoduck say blathering blatherskite. She's like, oh, here we go.
Why is Huey here? It's like nighttime.
I don't know. I mean, he's with Gizmoduck. He can be out at night.
yeah, I guess. It's funny. They're both just around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, because they know that Gandra's a foul agent, I assume, since Impossible. We saw Gandra in Split Sword of Swansonteen.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's what we were wondering, why no one was reacting to the fact that she was a foul agent.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. It didn't feel that long ago for it to have been like season 2 when we last saw her. I was like, we had to have seen her.
Yeah, we've seen her since then, yes. But not in a like significant role.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Huey's, all set to, to capture her because she's a foul agent.
Yeah.
But it takes Gizmo like a second, like a delayed. He has like a delayed reaction.
Yeah. Because Huey's very much like, telling her to unhand the electronic disruptor, which is the cube. And he does like that cute like Gizmoduck pose.
He does the G pose
that
Fenton did in Astro Boy.
Yeah.
In and out faster than you can say.
Blathering blatherskite!
Here we go.
Not so fast, you foul agent! Unhand that electronic disruptor, or face Gizmo justice! Right, Gizmoduck? Yes!
And yeah, he has to get like Gizmoduck's attention to actually go after her.
Yeah. And Gandra runs off, and Fenton should be able to just catch up to her.
Yes.
Since she's a person just running.
Yeah.
And he's in an enhanced robot suit on wheels.
Yeah.
On wheel.
And so she like drops like a sphere, a metal sphere, and it like unfurls and clamps his wheels.
Like a parking boot.
Yeah, like a parking boot. That's the word.
Yeah.
And he's like impressed by the device.
And he stops.
Yeah.
And Huey's like, "Yo, you can fly." Did you forget? You have multiple modes of transportation.
Yeah. And so yeah, Fenton is like, "Oh yeah, right." And then he takes off.
I want to see, because when he lands again, so they chase Gandra to the end of a dock. Mm-hmm. And when he lands, he's wearing the parking boot. I want to see if they kept it, because he shouldn't be able to roll forward.
Yeah.
I want to see him hop. So I'm gonna see if they keep an eye on that. Because Gandra's threatening to drop the cube over the bay.
Mm-hmm. And she says that if she does it, then it's gonna release a shockwave that will like just short circuit all of Duckburg.
Yeah, so it's like some sort of EMP device, I guess.
Yeah. And they're like, "You wouldn't dare," and she does it.
Mm-hmm. And so she drops it, and then she's running forward and creating a ball of electricity with her with the nanites in her hands.
Mm-hmm.
And Fenton, instead of like catching her and stopping her, has to extend his arm to catch the cube.
Yeah, and he barely does it. Like, it barely doesn't touch the water. And yeah, she like jumps over them and like upside down blasts them with like this nanite bomb.
Yeah, like she blinds them like in this like huge blast of light. She's got like some gymnast abilities going on here. And yeah, they did keep with the parking boot because he doesn't move forward. That's why he has to extend his arm to catch it.
Hey.
Good job. Good continuity. I would have liked to see him try to hop around, but this is fine too.
We don't see how they take that thing off.
I know. I mean, I guess he could just pry it off, but they were in a rush.
But yeah, so she gets away, and he's, disappointed because, like, she got away. And Fenton's like, no, it's okay. Like, at least we got the disruptor, and Fowl is not going to get its hands on it. And he's like, I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of Gandrody.
Yes. And then we go back. We go to the lab, and we see Fenton entering, kind of suspiciously.
Yeah.
And he's carrying obviously the duffel bag with the Gizmocloud suit.
And he looks so jumpy because immediately Gyro, who calls him Dr. Intern.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes, because Gyro's like waiting for him and scares him. But this is the first time we've seen Gyro. Is there the first time we've seen him since Astro Boy?
Oh. I think
so. Yeah.
Yeah. At least in any, like...
I don't think we've seen him, because he was in Louise 11, Astro Boy. Then after Astro Boy was wrestling, Swanson Teen. Yeah, I mean, as far as I can remember, we haven't seen him, at least in any significant role. Mm-hmm. And we do see, we don't see Boyd in this episode, but we do see how Gyro's character itself has changed.
Yeah. He's not as mean. He's still funny, though. He still has some of the funniest lines.
Yes, he's still hilarious. But he's not as uptight or mean. Mm-hmm. And like you said, he calls Fenton, he refers to Fenton as Dr. Intern. He doesn't remember Fenton's first name.
No, he doesn't. At all.
And at this point, it's too late to ask.
Oh, how embarrassing. That totally hasn't happened to me before. And he has a little bulb on his shoulder. It's very cute. And so Gyro is like, what are you doing in the lab so late? And Fenton is like stuttering his way through the fact that he's supposedly pulling an all-nighter because he can't figure out an experiment because he's like, I'm not nearly as smart as you are, and you're so smart. And Gyro's like... And
Gyro just immediately accepts that because he's like, yeah, that's true. I am smarter than everyone. Like, have fun, don't blow up the lab. And he just strolls into the elevator and leaves.
Yeah.
But then Fenton is again alarmed by his ringtone.
Yeah.
And it is his mama calling him.
And he's like, what are you still doing up? I'm like, how late is it? Is it like 2 a.m., 3 a.m.?
I saw it was already dark when he and Huey confronted Gandra. So, sometime at night.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so she's sitting at home. I love her cow.
The like not quite blanket, like the decorative.
Yeah, it's decorated very similarly to how ours is decorated. Yeah. And she's all like, I'm your mom. Like, I don't sleep until you do. Like, where are you?
No, oh yeah, oh my god, I really missed Mama. It was good to see her again.
Oh, every time she like put some Spanish, like spoke Spanish, I'm like,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, just the way she pronounces Fenton's name, Fenton.
Fenton, yeah.
Like the hard like O.
Yeah.
I
love that.
It's so great. That's Selenis Levia as Mama. Mm-hmm. It's always really fun to see her too.
Yeah. Oh, I'll never get over her big old earrings. Like, you don't got ears. So Fenton gives the excuse that it's because he's working late. And she's like, que raro, like, how weird. Like, I talked to to your coworker the horse thing, and he said,
Yes.
like, you haven't been in the lab all day.
I love that she's like buds with Manny. Like
Yeah.
she has his number, I guess, or she called the lab and understands Morse code.
Yeah.
Because I think Manny has a cell phone. I think I remember. Maybe.
I think so.
Does he have a cell phone? I mean, I imagine that he does. I mean, he
Yeah.
has a paying job, so.
But how can he use a cell phone?
How can he do anything?
I don't know. I mean,
He doesn't have eyes, and yet he.
and yet he sees. Which is something that Fenton comments on right now, because he's like,
Yes.
oh, like, don't listen to him. Like, mama, like, his heart is in the right place, but his eyes are made of statue.
Yes. But then his mom accuses him of having a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that's why he's staying out so late. He's staying out late so often.
Yeah.
And he very unconvincingly tells her that's not the case.
No.
Are you seeing someone?
What? No! Oh no, a dangerous lab accident, but not so dangerous you need to come check on me. Talk later, Mama. Bye!
His office is still in the bathroom, which killed me.
It's better decorated now. Like, he has
Yeah.
a whole, like, PC set up. And there's a
Yeah.
potted plant in there.
It's
But
like-
yes, it's still the bathroom.
And as he's walking inside, he's doing the old, like, static through the phone trick, trying to, like, tell her that there was a dangerous lab accident, but immediately he has to be like, but not so dangerous that you have to come and, like, see me.
Yeah.
And he's like, talk to you later. Bye.
Yes. And oh my god, I just noticed he has a printer and a little, like, a file organizer in there too.
Like, now at least I believe that this bathroom isn't being used as
Yes.
a bathroom.
It's not. Like, it can't.
Yeah.
It can't be anymore.
God, it would
But
be
we
so
see-
uncomfortable to sit on the
Yeah.
toilet.
Oh my god. Like, at least put, like, a cushion or something.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's terrible. But we see Fenton does have he has an experiment. He has something that he is actually working on.
Mm-hmm.
Because we see him plug in the helmet of the Gizmo suit to, like, a thing that something pops up on his screen, like a science thing. I don't know what you even call this.
I mean, it's just like a program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are bars that are moving.
Yes.
It looks cool.
It's like core voltage, power limit, memory, something speed. And so he puts the helmet on and he enters a virtual reality.
Yeah.
So it just makes me think of the scene in Community where the dean enters the virtual reality and it's all like horrible 90s CGI.
Yeah.
And he changes the time zone like painstakingly and he just keeps repeating, "And Jesus wept, for there were no more worlds to conquer." And the dean is obviously Jim Rash, who voices Gyro.
Yeah. You
So I
sent me that clip and I was like, wait, what's happening?
It's because he's in the whole VR setup and he's
Yeah.
walking around. And he keeps repeating, "And Jesus wept." Also, Paget Brewster's in that show. Danny Pudi.
Yeah.
Community has like half its cast is DuckTales voice actors.
It's so jarring when that happens. You're just like, I know you from DuckTales. What are you guys doing
yeah.
together in a different show?
But anyway, this virtual reality looks kind of like the horrible 90s CG reality, but better. Because we got like Roman Colosseum kind of pillars. Mm-hmm. And it's like and on like an island where Fenton appears. And there's like there's around them there's like an entire world, like a city. A virtual city.
Mm-hmm. It almost seems like they're like on water. And there's like mountains like far away. Not that far, but
Right
behind them. Yeah.
And like
That's
floating like 8-bit blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Because this world is unfinished.
Yeah.
And we see in the shadows
a mysterious stranger.
A mysterious stranger voiced by Jamila Jamil.
Do you think they bought it?
Of course they bought it. Well, Mama sounded suspicious and I can hear my heart beating so loudly that I think other people can hear it, but...
Oh, suit. I'm gonna choose to believe your heart's beating for me and take it as a compliment.
And they're so cute this episode.
They're so cute. So we learn right here that she and Fenton have been dating.
Yeah.
Presumably since the dangerous chemistry of Gandra D.
Mm-hmm.
Because they immediately kiss. Mm-hmm. Which took me by surprise. Because I did...
Same.
Before this episode came out, I didn't know where they would be.
Yeah.
Because last we saw... Gandra was still a morally gray character.
Mm-hmm.
A very intensely morally gray character, knowingly working for Mark Beaks.
Yeah.
Despite any harm she was causing to others.
Mm-hmm.
And then we learned also that she was working for Fowl.
Yeah.
Which, as we said, probably back in the finale, in the Moon Invasion Part 2, that it makes so much sense for her character, considering...
everything, like her whole deal. Yeah. Yeah.
Her willingness to work for whoever as long as they could fund her work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I was, like, pleasantly delighted by the fact that they were already together and, like, trying to work things out. Or, like, working things out. I'm just like, oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, no, it's really sweet because they've been together this whole time.
Yeah, so that puts, like, the chase in perspective. You're like,
yeah, he
wasn't trying to catch her.
No.
He was just like, oh, my girlfriend's so smart. She made this device.
Yeah. To stop me. Oh, it works so good.
Yeah.
Fenton's anxiety is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, he's like he's like a pro superhero now.
Yeah.
Like, he is. He's a pro superhero. And he still gets, like, so horribly anxious and is a horrible liar.
Yeah, which is, I mean, we all know that most people know he's Gizmocloud. But, oof. Which is so funny that him and Huey team up because they just both can't lie.
Yeah, yes. They both have too much anxiety. They can't lie. Mm-hmm. So Fenton meets Gandra in this virtual world. Mm-hmm. Obviously with the implications that, and we see it here, I mean, knowing that she's foul and having known that she was foul for however long. Mm-hmm. I do kind of regret that we don't see that growth.
Yeah.
We don't see an in-between. We see them when they meet. They have something between them. Mm-hmm. But she's working for Beaks as a double agent. Or corporate espionage? I don't know. Sabotage.
Yes.
in Dangerous Chemistry of Gandra D, we were left with the implication of more. Mm-hmm. Of that they'll have a relationship going forward.
Yeah.
But we didn't see... Like I said, we didn't see that in between. Mm-hmm. Of him, I guess, learning she's foul. And them agreeing to still be together.
Yeah, because... Yeah, we don't see, I guess, like, did it take a bit more to be like, oh, you know, this is also what's going on? Or what, you know?
Yeah, like, how long has Fenton known that foul existed? Because the family didn't learn until real recently. Like, did he know the whole time? And when the truth comes out by Scrooge, he's like, oh, yeah, totally, shit. Oh my god, gasp.
We all totally didn't know this.
My girlfriend totally hasn't been a foul agent this whole time.
Yeah, I hadn't actually thought about that. Oh.
Yeah, because here we open up. They've been together for potentially since, like I said, since Dangerous Chemistry. So half a year.
Yeah,
a year. I'm not sure whatever the show's timeline is.
A good couple of months, really.
Yeah, because they're clearly like very comfortable together. Mm-hmm. And very affectionate. They're very cute.
They're very cute. They're like blush at each other. It's very sweet.
This show does romantic relationships really well. It's always really nice. They're always cute, like Daisy, Donald, and Goldie.
Scrooge and Gold.
Her too.
Yeah, her too. Yeah, it's always very sweet. Aww.
Yeah, even if they're like off the Scrooge and Goldie's relationship is complicated, they're always done in really interesting ways.
Yeah.
And
there's
so
always like a sense of love, like that's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's I mean, especially comparing Fenton and Gandra's relationship to the original series.
Yeah.
Which we haven't talked about original series Gandra in a while, I think. With good reason.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen a photo of her, please do so now. I apologize in advance. But she's just Gandra D in that is just a what's the character? The Grease character?
Oh, yeah, Sandra D. Sandy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Sandy, yeah. It's very she's just a woman with a beak.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. There's an episode where she's briefly in a bathing suit and the legs are white.
Yeah.
All the way down to her disgusting human toes. Yeah, so she's just there to be sexy.
Yeah.
And not offer much.
No.
In terms of character.
She's kind of like the nagging girlfriend.
Yeah, because she doesn't know that Fenton's Gizmoduck. And I don't think she ever learns, right?
I don't think... It's been a while since I've seen her episodes.
I don't think she ever learns. So. Maybe... No.
I want to say she doesn't.
Right, yeah. And the episode I mentioned earlier in the Duck are False, the Duck Her Knew Too Much, there is a minor plot point of Gandra pretending to be a spy.
Yeah.
And so the showrunners looked at that and they're like, all right, let's make that 100 times more interesting.
Yeah.
A stupid cold word. But I thought Goldfeather was a woman with an accent. She's Goldfeather.
I am? I mean, see, you bet I am. And this is my bodyguard, Senor Fenton.
Funny you had a French accent on the phone.
I try not to think of their episodes. I don't really enjoy their dynamic that much.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. It's very much like, are you cheating on me? And the guy's like,
yes.
If only, like...
Yes, in one episode, he wants to.
Yeah. Oh.
In Metal Attraction with Robotica, he is trying to ward off the robot maid's unwanted affections.
Yeah.
And the whole mess. Anyway. We have Fenton and Gandra here in the present, and they're great, and neither of them is white.
No, yeah. I love them. They're sweet. They're working on some science together.
Yes. They are in. So this is a virtual reality that they have been working on together. So on one level, so they can actually be together in secret.
Yeah.
Without Fowl knowing what Gandra's doing, and without any of Fenton's friends knowing what he's doing, since they all know that Gandra's a Fowl agent.
Yeah. I'm talking about how they have like a couple of hours. Gandra specifically says that Fowl is busy with their own stuff, so that she can hijack their servers and do a little private world building.
And this world they've created, Fenton has dubbed the Gizmocloud.
Yeah.
Or he gives options, or the Gizmo Void, or the Gizmo Space.
Or Gizmotopia. And they all have like fun like little logos. And
yes, so this is a whole world they've created to share.
Yeah.
Eventually. But we see that Gandra doesn't think it's ready yet.
No. Because we see immediately that there's like a glitch that happens, and when a glitch happens, it's just kind of like this like purple violet 8-bit kind of weird stain that occurs. And I guess they've been popping up a lot. So, Fenton kind of goes, Dr. Gearloose could help us get rid of all of these bugs and glitches. And yeah, Gandra's very much like, no, like, we can't tell anyone about this place, like,
until it's
not
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's using the glitches as an excuse to kind of to prolong it, because she wants everything to be perfect so that she can finally leave Fowl. But I really like the idea of the Gizmocloud, because it is an extension of I mean, what we were introduced to with Fenton's kind of his ideals and his morals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back in the Beware the Buddy system, when he crowdsources Gyro's bulb tech.
Yeah.
To find a way to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like an updated version of that, like him wanting to help people and help as many people as possible. Like by here, he's creating a virtual space that anyone can enter and experiment and imagine safely.
Yeah. I think he calls it like a place for collaboration, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's very like motivated to share it with the world because he wants everyone to have access to, creating, basically inventing.
Yeah. And Gandra is she's like self-conscious of it. She wants it to be perfect before anyone else sees it.
Yeah. Because Fenton is like, we need to start sharing it. She's like, no, like, how many times have you shared an invention with someone only for them to call you a dangerous crackpot? And Fenton's like, today? Like, and yeah, she's like, no, like, everything has to be perfect. And then he gets all mushy and is all like, any place that we're together is already perfect.
And she's like, oh, gross. It was cute. I mean, their interaction throughout the episode feel really natural. It's cute.
Yeah. You get a nice sense of their dynamic as a couple. It's very sweet.
And then we go to the worst character in DuckTales.
God, directly.
Directly. I mean, I think I hate him more than Doofus.
Yeah. Because Doofus, at least, Doofus mildly fascinates me because he's
entertaining.
Yeah, he's
because
really...
of how disturbing he is.
Yeah. Because he's kind of like a horror character.
He is. Yes, he is, he's like the serial killer.
Yeah.
But he's not there yet.
No.
Like, he just hasn't killed anyone yet.
But everything else is in place. I mean, yeah. And Mark Beaks is just the worst.
He's just the worst.
I hate looking at him.
He's awful, and he's just racist.
Yeah, he is. I know we say this a lot, but he is.
They up it. Like, this is his last episode, and they're like, he's gonna be as awful as possible.
Oh.
But yeah, we cut back to Mark Beaks, who is giving a press conference, and he's on his stupid hoverboard that went out of style 5 years ago.
Yeah. No one's on those anymore.
No one is. But he's advertising the Waddle phone because it is now, 7% less likely to explode?
Yeah, so that brings it down to a solid 50-50.
Yes, apparently this has been an ongoing problem that we're just now hearing about.
God, do you remember when that was happening?
It was like the
Samsung tablets or phones?
It was phone. They were phones. I think they were exploding on airplanes. Was that it?
Yeah, well, I think it was happening everywhere, but a specific instance was on an airplane.
Yeah. Did it explode or melt down?
I think what happens is that they swell.
Oh my god, that is horrifying.
So they basically explode, but it's not like a pop.
Yeah, it's not a fiery conflagration.
Yeah, I think. Because it happened to my cousin.
Oh god.
It just kind of swelled up because it got hot. But he's a goddamn loser. Not my cousin.
Okay, not your cousin, no. Fucking Mark Beaks, because we've seen his stupid press conferences before in Who is Gizmoduck?
Yeah. And
so he gives regular press conferences.
Buddy system? Yeah.
Yes, buddy system. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and he goes to ask the audience for questions, and there's absolutely no one. Well, there's one reporter.
Yes, it's Eric Bauza's Ducksona.
Oh!
I mean, Eric Bauza, the man of now a million voices.
Uh-huh.
My god. He voices all the Beagle Boys, this guy, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck.
Damn.
Is he also Sylvester? I'm not sure. He's the new like he's like up there joining the ranks of like Frank Welker and like Rob Paulson, like
Tom
100%.
Kenny voices everyone.
Tom Kenny, yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's this one reporter who came to just insult Mark Beaks.
Yeah. He literally, his question is to ask Mark Beaks, like, why are you still a thing? And Beaks is like, oh, what the hell? Excuse you. Yeah. And the reporter is straight up like, you know, Waddle's sales are like tanking, your phones are blowing up, like, you suck. And Beaks tries to be like, oh, you know, we have a new project in the works. And he's like, is it
stealing the Gizmo suit?
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows that he constantly tries to steal the Gizmo suit.
Yeah.
Because that's all he does.
Yeah.
And,
it's all stolen tech.
Yeah. And I love that he's someone who's so obsessed with being in the now that he's fallen out of style.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Like, that's what happens.
Exactly.
Like, you lose and gain popularity, and he's lost it all.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help that he's A, sucks, and B, his phones suck. Because his whole long con that we learned about way back in the internship, infernal internship of Mark Beaks, that he's a liar. He doesn't invent anything really.
Yeah.
And now it's like all finally catching up to him because he has no original ideas.
No, none at all. Like, he can't sell shit. All the fads that he was relying on are dead. Like, fuck you, Mark.
I'll have you know that I'm actually working on a top secret new project.
Does it involve stealing the Gizmo Duck armor?
No!
Because you've tried it 5 times. It's very, very sad.
No, it's not! Oh, they've got your number, Beaksy. If I can't steal the next big thing, I'm gonna have to come up with an original idea.
And then his phone explodes in his hands.
That's the only thing, like, good thing about him in this episode is I keep getting to see his phone explode.
Yes. And, oh my god, we go back to Fenton. He's making out with Gandra again. Which just makes me realize, like, even though they're making out in the virtual world, and can they feel it? Like,
I guess.
I assume so. Otherwise, they're just kissing air.
Yeah, yeah. They're really going at it.
He's just making out, and Huey walks in.
He's like holding her by the waist, but he's just
making out. And Huey walks in, scarring the poor child.
It's so funny because it like zooms out from like really close up to his mouth, and we just kind of go back, and I'm like,
and we see Huey opening the door, and like,
am I interrupting something?
And Fenton can still apparently hear the outside world because he hears Huey and like in a panic rips the helmet off.
Yeah. Yeah, and Huey's like, oh, Fenton, sorry to interrupt. Whatever the hell you were doing.
Yeah, whatever this is.
But he doesn't judge.
He's too young to understand the implications. The possible implications.
Oh, God.
But he's all gung-ho because obviously he thinking Gandra's still bad, still a villain. Mm-hmm. He saw like a scrap of her clothes.
Yeah.
And has like nanites on it. Oh, maybe her glove or something, I don't know. But there's nanites on it.
Mm-hmm.
And insist like saying that they can track her with it or something.
Yeah. He wants to reverse engineer the signal and get back to her. Mm-hmm. What is this kid doing up? It just hit me.
I think it's morning now.
Okay.
I think it's the next day because we just saw Beaks.
Oh yeah, okay.
At his conference, and then we see Beaks again later.
Has he just been making out with Gandra? Yeah, they're getting work done in this world.
I don't know how time is working, but I think it's back. It's day now.
Okay. Because I was like, did he just leave Huey on like an upper level and he's just chilling in the lobby?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume I think it's the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And Fenton is trying to hide the computer screen with all the bars and things moving, and that clearly says Gizmocloud at the top. He's like leaning in front of the computer screen.
Yeah. And, you know, Huey immediately recognizes that something is up. And he, like, looks at the computer and is like, oh my god, like, you've created a virtual reality cloud space.
And Fenton lies unconvincingly.
Mm-hmm.
But then Manny kind of seals the deal.
Yeah. Because Huey immediately is like, can I go in through the world? And Fenton is like, no, you know, like, oh, sadly, you know, I'm the only one that can use the Gizmo helmet. You know, you need a VR helmet to use it. And yeah, Manny walks in.
Sucks I don't, yeah, he's like, sucks I don't have any.
Yeah.
And then, wait, why was he asking for these?
I guess eventually he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually he said, like you're saying, he wants to share the space, but not right at this moment.
And then he was just like, what time would be most inconvenient to walk in with these VR helmets?
With this cart full of VR helmets.
Uh-huh.
So Huey puts on the VR helmet over Fenton's protests.
Yeah. He just, like a kid trying to play your console, he just goes for it.
Yeah. So he puts it on, sees the world, and he's in awe.
Yeah.
But he appears right in front of Gandra, who's doing, like, science stuff, looking at a microscope.
Yeah. And she, like, I think I had said somebody deserved an F-bomb in this show. She almost does it here.
She almost gets it.
Huey, stop! You don't understand!
Whoa. Amazing! Incredible!
What
the foul? Ah!
He, like, goes to throw a beaker at her, like an Erlenmeyer flask.
I was going to say Erlenmeyer flask.
Yeah, Erlenmeyer.
I do recall from my one quarter of chemistry.
6 years and I still got it wrong in the first try.
You have a BS in chemistry. Here, turn it in.
No!
You don't deserve a degree. Hand it over.
No. Oh, it's been like a year since I was in a lab. That's sad.
Yeah, so he throws it at Gandra, but she bats it away and it dissolves into particles.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fenton enters the Gizmocloud in a panic, lying horribly. He's like acting like, Gandra D, the foul agent? What are you doing here, you fiend?
Yeah, we totally have never been in this space together. What is this? And she's immediately like, oh, you're such a bad liar. And Huey's like, he was lying.
I love that little detail. Yeah, that Huey thought Huey couldn't tell he was lying.
No, because you're both real bad at it.
But then Huey thinks that Fenton is working for Gandra.
Yeah.
That he's a foul agent.
Yeah, because Fenton tries to clear it up. He's like, no, I'm working, you know, with her. And he's like, oh my god, like, are you also foul? Like, what's happening?
And yeah, as he starts panicking, Gandra makes a weighted blanket appear and fall on him.
Yeah.
And it kind of pins him to the ground. And I related so hard in this moment. I have that exact weighted blanket.
I was like, Anna's probably under her weighted blanket as she sees.
I think I was watching the episode while under the blanket. It helps me sleep. Mm-hmm. It's very nice.
But I always wanted to try one.
Oh, but no, they're great.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend, 100%. Huey thinks it's like a foul, like a trap.
Yeah.
That she's put him in.
And he's just like wiggling, and Gandra he's like, no, like, dude, it's a weighted blanket, like, it helps with anxiety. And Huey is all like, nothing can stop me from being anxious.
And I'm like, damn, I feel that, Huey.
Oh.
What's this? Some evil foul trap?
No, it's a weighted blanket. It helps with anxiety.
Well, it can't stop me from being anxious! Curses. I'm totally relaxed now.
The weighted blanket does, like, relax him. Mm-hmm. Like, he very slowly just kind of falls under its thrall. And he's like, dang, I am so relaxed. It is so soothing to be under a weighted blanket.
Ooh.
It's like, how did I sleep without 15 pounds of weight on me? I don't know.
Oh, I need to try that. Though I've had sleep paralysis before. I wonder if it would freak me out.
I don't know. I would do research maybe.
Yeah.
So it's like it's soothing. Like having the blanket on maybe would help with that.
Yeah. But sometimes when you can't move in the sleep paralysis, that does freak you out.
That's true though. I mean, I would do research.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just have it for regular old anxiety.
It would probably help with my insomnia.
Yes.
But yeah, as Huey's relaxing for a bit, we're getting like a relationship dispute happening.
Yes. Because Gandra thinks that Fenton, brought Huey here.
Yeah.
When she specifically told him not to invite anyone in yet.
And, Fenton's immediately like, no, like, it was an accident. Like, this kid grabbed the VR set and plugged himself in. Yeah. And, he tries to reassure her that Huey's not going to judge them.
And look, Huey's like, he's laying down with his eyes closed, but he, like, opens them angrily and slowly sits back up under the blanket. It was just a really cute bit of animation. And I think because he starts using the VR world, because he makes the weighted blanket rise off of him.
Yeah.
And vanish.
And he's doing like a little angry face. His face is like puffed. And he immediately judges them.
Yes, yeah, because Fenton's assuring Gandra that he won't.
Yeah.
While he's sitting there, and we see above him an anxiety level bar.
Yeah.
Pops up over his head.
And because he calls her an evil cyborg.
Yeah, because Huey doesn't trust her at all at this point, and so it's up to Gandra to convince him that she is trustworthy.
Yeah. And so we get a little flashback in the VR world.
We get a bit of we get Gandra's backstory. And like so she creates like a simulation.
Yeah.
We see young Gandra in her school science fair, and she's talking about how her inventions were always too much for people.
Yeah, that they were always like actually pushing the boundaries of science. And she's holding like a ray thing, right?
Yeah.
And next to her we see like the cat, like the usual kind of like volcano
fucking
yeah.
The fucking what's it fucking called, the fucking baking soda volcano. Yeah, instead of her like laser that she creates at like 11 years old, the baking soda volcano made by the horse girl wins.
That counts, right?
That's a well-worn trope that the baking soda volcano always wins over the actual science. Like, it's a very Heinz Doofenshmirtz thing.
Yeah.
But it's always great. And just the detail of the little pig girl being a horse girl.
Yeah, horse enthusiast.
Yes.
She has the bangs and the ponytail. She looks like me.
Were you a horse girl? Is that what you're trying to...
I was not a horse girl.
What you're telling me?
But I don't think I have horse girl energy. But I usually do have the bangs and the ponytail.
That's true.
One time my science partner was all like, we were just talking, waiting for reactions to happen, and she was like, oh, something. She was telling me like curse facts about horses.
Oh God.
And
like how their hooves are like fingernails.
Yes, she was telling me that. She was telling me that sometimes horses will just like basically like lay down and die. Like they just want to like yeah. And I was like, were you a horse girl? And she was like, yes. And I still kind of am. And I was like, not to be mean, but he's like, you saw it? And I'm like, yeah, I could tell.
The gravest insult. That you can tell somebody's a horse girl.
You can. Most of the time you can. Throws me for a loop when they're like other animal girls. Like I cannot tell like a dolphin girl or like a wolf girl. But
those are rarer, I feel.
Yeah.
The horse girl was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of those. I was into anime, so it was a whole other thing.
Yes. But so we see Gandra's, like, she hugs like the ray gun, and it goes off by accident, and it destroys the horse girl's baking soda volcano.
Good.
Yes, good. Doesn't fucking deserve to win.
Yeah, but then we see her crying.
Yeah, because she gets in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's just this thing of her not, like, her, the only way for her to continue her work is to take dangerous measures.
Yeah.
Like, we see she experiments on herself.
My whole life, I've tried to push the boundaries of science, but that means people don't always get what you're doing. Super science can be dangerous. It's why I ended up having to experiment on myself. And why the only people who would fund my work are villains who don't care how much destruction I cause.
But what if there was a lab where you could perform any experiment with no chance of anyone getting hurt?
And then she says, like, and that's why, the only people that you can really work for that will fund her are dangerous villains who don't really care about, like, the destruction she causes.
Yeah, the possible consequences or the possible damage.
Mm-hmm.
And she creates, I assume it's she who does this. She creates Bradford. And he very threateningly, because he appears in front of Huey.
Yeah.
And he very threateningly, like, approaches him until Fenton comes in and destroys the hologram.
Yeah, but it's very, like, threatening, like, ooh. And Fenton is kind of, he talks more now about, like, the virtual reality, what's it called again? Gizmocloud.
Gizmocloud.
The Gizmocloud. And he says, that he's like, what if there was a lab where you can perform any experiments and there won't be, like, any chances of people getting hurt? He puts, like, he makes a speaker, oh my god, I can't fucking talk about science anymore. I've graduated and all knowledge has gone up.
You're done, you don't need it anymore. You're free.
Anymore. He makes two tubes together, he creates this big explosion, and Huey kind of freaks out for a bit. But then, Gandra, like, pauses it, basically, reduces it, and shows it to Huey.
It's just, like, here... it's nothing, because here everything's virtual, so you can experiment however you want and, like, make as many mistakes, and there's no consequences.
You're not going to fill the room up with gases.
No.
So this world would be very convenient.
Yes. And we see Fenton explaining that how they want to share this world. But Huey disagrees. I mean, Gandra's a foul agent. Like, she's been actively doing evil stuff.
Yeah. That, you've stolen stuff for foul from us. And, Gandra's like, no, but, like, recently I've been tipping Fenton off so he can stop me before I actually get the things. And, like, I've been using all of Foul's resources to build this world, and once I'm done, then I can just leave for sure.
But that's why they need to be perfect, because Fenton explains how there's these glitches that they don't know how to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, and if anyone finds it, that'd be, like, Foul or, Gyro, they might shut it down. And then,
they hug and, like, look at Huey pleadingly. Like, please keep our secrets.
Yeah.
And Huey is a sucker for love.
Yes, I love that. He's like, okay, I'll do it because I believe in science and I believe in love.
And he makes all these hearts appear. And then he has like a bunch of hearts appear in his hands. And he's throwing them in their faces.
Like confetti. And Ken's like, oh.
You love it. I love, this is the difference in her and Fenton's expressions. Fenton's like, oh, thank you. And just like, oh my god. Stop throwing stuff in my face.
Like Gandra, he tied spaghetti for you too. I'll never get over that. Just the visual of like spaghetti that's connected to ensure a Lady in the Tramp.
The Lady in the Tramp kiss. So that they meet in the middle. So Huey leaves Fenton's office / the bathroom. And he's like, all right, I'm going to keep this secret. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, if I fail, I'm going to totally destroy my best friend's life. Which it's so cute that he called him his best friend. And we hear an elevator ding.
Yes. And it is Mama.
Uh-huh.
Here to learn the truth. And Huey's the weak link, so
Yeah.
she's going after him.
And we like directly cut back into them in an interrogation room. You can see that it's a closet where right away there's a mop bucket behind
Yeah,
Huey.
yeah. It's like under that like dome kind of thing in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like a desk lamp pointed at Huey's face, and she's questioning what project Fenton's working on.
Yeah.
Or what's been keeping him out so late.
I also wanted to say that she's sitting backwards on the chair.
Yes. She's in full interrogation mode.
Yeah. So she straight up asking, tell me about Fenton's girlfriend.
You know about Fenton's new girlfriend.
Girlfriend? No, who said he has a girlfriend? Are you some kind of interrogation expert?
Worse, I'm a mother. He's gone all hours of the night. His head is constantly in the clouds. He started dotting his equations with tiny hearts. Who is she? She's not a bad person, right?
What? No, of course she's not.
So he does have a girlfriend. My pollito, falling in love.
And she's listing all this evidence, how he's staying out late. Mm-hmm. He's dotting his equations with hearts. And this equation is you plus me equals infinity.
Yeah.
With hearts.
He's just in love.
Yeah, so she's demanding to know who the girlfriend is and if she's a good person or not.
Yes. And he immediately is like, no, of course she's, a good person. She's not a bad person. And she's like, I got you. He does have a girlfriend.
It's true.
Yeah, my pollito in love. Who is she? What does she do? And he was just so distressed this whole time. And she comments on that, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that he seems stressed. Mm-hmm. And that leads him to saying that the girlfriend is a seamstress from Canada.
Alberta.
Yes. Just making it like the joke that I have a girlfriend, but she's in Canada.
Yeah. Joke. I love that joke. You wouldn't know her. She's from Canada.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I definitely have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
She just lives in Canada.
Yeah. Or you don't know her. She goes to a different school.
Yeah. Yes. And Mama's like, oh, a seamstress. That's nice. And she immediately calls the station like, I need a background check on every seamstress in Canada. In Alberta. Oh my god. And as she's doing that, Fenton walks in things are going great to Huey, not noticing that anything's wrong at the moment. He was just sitting in this dark closet
for fun. And he's like, yeah, we just have to make sure we don't tell Mama. And he sees she's there.
I love how she marches out of the closet and Fenton's backing away from her, oh shit.
Uh-oh.
And she's demanding to know about his girlfriend that Huey told her about.
Yeah. The seamstress. And he's like, seamstress?
And he and Huey are making desperate eye contact.
Yeah. And then, she's like, oh, what's her name then?
And so, yeah, he and Huey have to lie at the same time and come up with this name.
Yeah. And the name they come up with is Ellen Melissa
Beth Ellen.
Yeah, Melissa Beth Ellen.
And she's watching them as they say this name in the most unnatural way possible.
Yeah.
She's watching them with confusion.
Yeah.
And she asks, and then I think what Fenton adds that she's French.
Yes.
And Mama's like, I thought she was Canadian. The funniest Huey reaction, because they're just devolving into just, especially Huey's devolving into just pure anxiety.
Yeah, he just falls to his knees and he screams, some Canadians are French. It kills me.
Just despairing, he's at the end of his rope.
Some Canadians are French.
That's true, Huey.
Yes.
You're right.
French Canadians do exist.
And then to make matters worse, Gyro arrives to the lab.
Yes. And Fenton very naturally is like...
He's sweating bullets.
Yeah, he's like, oh, totally not working on a secret project. And Gyro is like, secret project?
That's not what he says.
No, he doesn't say that.
But, Dr. Intern, Officer Cabrera, kid with hat, what are you up to?
Not working on a secret project.
Secret Haba Prubra?
He does this thing where he's like, basically like horizontal. And
yeah, this pose, he's horizontal and and leans forward sharply, like it's just hilarious, just posing. It's so funny. And just directly to this. There's no immediate reaction to Fenton's definitely not existent secret plan.
Because Fenton tries to play it off as it being like the C projectiles project.
To which Gyro disproves because that project was discontinued after the dolphins attacked a party boat.
And there's this like serious kind of like tone, and we get like this like zoom into Gyro's face as he's saying.
And then a zoom onto Fenton, who is sweating through the armpits of his shirt.
And so Huey kind of panics and he grabs Little Bulb and he uses it to like interfere with Mama's radio to say that
there's crime happening
in Silver Peak and that some assistance is needed. So that someone needs Gizmo Duck's help.
And so he gets Fenton out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Fenton runs off, and then Huey runs off.
Yeah, because he has to go to the bathroom. But I do like, it's one of my favorite tropes, the having to come up with a lie, so you like look around the room to see what items.
And you come up with like random items to add to your lie. Seeing him have to lie to both Mama and Gyro is good.
So we go to Beaks, who's at a coffee shop, basically. The same one that we've seen before with Penny and Launchpad.
Yeah. It's the Morning Joe.
Yeah. He's trying to come up with an original idea. And he comes up with a cup that connects to the internet for apps. And then right next to him is an ad for that same thing.
It's the iCuppy.
Yeah.
The app Chino.
I hate it.
And he throws, he had a cup of coffee and he throws it at the wall because even the stupid ideas are taken.
This only vaguely relates, but what is it with the trend of like restaurants, instead of having like a menu, they require you to scan the codes? I've seen that in Mexico a couple of times.
What?
And I hate it. I'm like, my phone doesn't do that. And also,
scan a code where?
Like, sometimes it'll be like, I've had it happen twice, where we had to ask for a menu, like another menu, because all that was on the table was like a QR code that you're supposed to like scan.
Scan with what?
With your phone.
But scan it with what?
Well, apparently like newer phones, just by if you open your camera, you're able to like access the QR code. But mine isn't. Mine is like a 4-year-old phone. Also in Mexico, my internet doesn't work.
That is bizarrely limiting.
Yeah. And I'm like, I hope y'all stop, because what the hell?
Do bougie restaurants in the US even have that?
I don't know.
They probably have something worse.
Yeah. It's like, you should know when you come in what you want already.
Yes.
When I show you a menu. Oh, I like panic hard at a Starbucks that has a very limited like visible menu.
Yeah. I'm like, I have no idea.
Do you guys have the green tea frappuccino? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't up there. I don't have to ask you guys.
Yeah.
I did that today. But yeah, so I haven't been in Mexico like a year and a half. So I'm like, I hope y'all have stopped that trend, because it was so annoying. That's what that sign
if it's only Americans going down to Mexico right now, then it might still be there.
Oh, I hate it. I'm like, I don't think most of my family's phones can access.
No, God, same. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Beaks can't come up with a good idea, any original idea at all.
Or even a dumb original idea.
Yeah.
And then he's distracted by Gizmoduck just flying overhead.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of people getting up to take pictures. And how do you feel about this pregnant duck?
I'm fine with her.
It surprised me.
Yeah.
So I guess, this confirms that even though the ducks do lay eggs, that they are pregnant with the egg for some amount of time.
I think, yeah.
I guess, this is what it confirms. This is what it confirms, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about birds. I assume egg is ready, egg is laying. Well, that's all I know.
But you have to create the egg because it's not like you're growing the egg outside.
Yeah, no, that's true. There is growth process afterwards, in the egg, obviously. Yeah. But yeah.
But the shell and everything is already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how birds work. So it surprised me for sure. I think just because this is the first pregnant character we've ever seen on the show.
Yeah.
Background character or otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive. We've seen we've seen kids in carriages and stuff. Babies.
Yeah, we've seen babies, but not pregnant birds.
Yeah, no, or any character that's pregnant. So that just surprised me.
Yeah.
And there's also a pig with blue hair.
Yeah.
Who I relate to. My hair isn't blue anymore, but still.
Yeah. I really miss my bangs, so I'm jealous of the pregnant duck's bangs.
One day we can get haircuts safely.
I know. My mom is let me do it. I'm like, I don't trust you not to give me a 2-inch bang.
You don't want a Spock.
Yeah.
Spock bowl cut.
No, there have been times where I do come out of the place looking like that. No. I don't want turf bang. There's a delicate balance that my hair needs. But yeah. Ugh, I'm back to basically a side part bang at the moment.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, the pig girl's phone.
Yes, because they're all waddle phones. So is there no competition though?
Probably not. Knowing Beaks, he probably does something pretty unsavory to any competition coming up.
Maybe. But since apparently his sales have been so low, there must be somebody competing against him now.
Then maybe it's just kind of people haven't gotten their upgrades.
Yeah. Because Beaks is trying to talk himself out of trying to steal the Gizmo suit again.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're better than that. And then he gives in pretty quick.
Yeah. And he's yelling at the people, at the crowd, and they don't know who he is.
No.
And we go back to the lab, and I guess Mama and Jar have been patiently waiting.
Yeah. For
somebody to come explain to them what's happening.
Yeah.
Because they're waiting in the dark in the closet.
Exactly. I'm like, why are they back in the closet? I'm like, have Mama and Jaro just been chatting, or have they just been staring at the table?
They were sitting in silence when we come back.
Huey arrives.
Huey. It's Louis. But
it's Louis. You can kind of tell because he gets his Louis eyes when he's just posing there for a bit.
Yeah, his mannerisms are like Louis, which is a really nice detail.
Yeah.
Huey, in quotes, is here to answer all of their questions.
And so Mama is immediately why would Fenton try to keep another big secret from me? Especially after he didn't tell me that he was Gizmoduck.
We're shown what's at the heart of why Mama is why she wants to know the truth. She feels that she feels hurt that Fenton is keeping another secret from her.
Yeah.
Even if she knew even if she's known he was Gizmoduck the whole time, he didn't tell her. He never told her.
No.
And so she feels hurt that he's keeping another big secret. He's keeping such a big part of his life secret from her again.
Yeah.
And I would love to have that more explored, because it's just the one line she says about it, about why she wants to know the truth so badly now.
Yeah. And it's like a nice little moment. I mean, it turns into like a joke, which is funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's kind of like, what's wrong? What's happening? Because she knows very much like that something is happening. And now she found out that he has a girlfriend. So it's like, it brings like motherhood questions, I bet, in her head. Like, why doesn't he trust to tell me these things, basically?
Yeah. Yeah, I said it evolves into a joke because Huey, in quotes, is like Fenton's Gizmoduck. I mean, I definitely knew that. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
He runs back into Fenton's office, where the real Huey is waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for him to report back in. And because I feel like I'd forgotten that Louie just was never around for really any of the Gizmoduck episodes, and not in a way that would lend to him knowing his identity.
So I love, because I guess I just kind of assumed it kind of got around and everyone knew. Yeah, so it was cute that he was like, what?
Excuse me? Like, Fenton's been Gizmoduck for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And nobody told him. Like, Dewey was the first to know. Huey figured it out a month or two later.
Yeah.
And Louie just was in the dark. Webby knows.
Yeah.
Louie was just in the dark the entire time.
Yeah, it was, I mean, him and Darkwing were probably the last people to know.
Yes. And it's like, at this point, it's just a matter of, like, keeping track of who doesn't know the truth.
Yeah.
It's the worst kept secret.
Oh my god.
Like, between, like, Fenton and Darkwing, like, Fenton, like, himself has stuff going on, so his people know his identity, there's more threat to that.
Yeah.
Darkwing, nobody cares who Drake Mallard is.
No one does.
I just think it's funny. Like, he could tell anybody, my name is Drake Mallard, and they'd be like, that's nice. I have no idea who that is. It's like that one episode of Justice League Unlimited is an episode where Lex Luthor and the Flash switch bodies. And so Lex Luthor is in the Flash's body, and he's like running around the Justice League Watchtower getting away from the superheroes, and he's like, well, like, the one good thing came out of this is I can learn the Flash's secret identity. And he takes the mask off and looks in the mirror, and he's like, I have no idea who this is. Because Wally West is just some guy.
Yeah.
He's a forensic scientist. He's just some guy. That's Drake Mallard.
Yes.
Anyway, Huey's begging Louie to help him with this.
Louie comes back in. He's like, sorry, you forgot to wash my hands. And I'm happy to, help you guys with any information you might need.
Yeah, he's very confident. He's reciting Junior Woodchuck rules, but he's not the jittery, nervous Huey.
No.
And Mama immediately picks up on that.
Yeah, she clocks him immediately. Also, he, like, unknowingly sits on the interrogation chair.
Yes, he does.
And she's immediately like, she comments that the words that he says are words to live by. And she says, I wish your brother Louie was as truthful as you are. And Louie's like, wait, what, Louie?
Yeah,
what does he have to do with anything?
She very quickly, she figures him out in seconds. And she brings back, like, the callback I least expected, which is Louie's kids. Because she says she's investigating a major fraud case. And she asks if he knows anything about it.
Yeah, because she's like, like, Huey, you're so truthful, you might know something about it. You might tell me. Louie's kids. And I was like, oh my god.
And we cut to Louie running out of the office, running out of the closet, like, no, please don't arrest me. And Huey was waiting on the other side of the door.
No, please, Huey made me do this. Do not arrest me.
Louie! Red nephew.
Green nephew. No. Sorry.
Why do I keep going in this closet?
Oh god, Jared just watching this like, wait. Red nephew? Green nephew!
love that he's never bothered to learn their names.
No.
I like to think that, this is such a, I don't know, my parents thing. Like, my parents don't know most of my friends' names.
Same.
Even though
Same.
friends I've known. Yeah. So, like, Boyd would be, like, talking to Gyro about his friend. He's like, which one is which one? The red one, the green one, the blue one, the pink one? Like...
Like, he'll be saying their names, and he's like, this means nothing to me. You know this.
And so, before they can really react, Huey locks them in the closet again. I keep forgetting the name of the VR place.
Gizmocloud.
I keep calling it, because Gizmo Void is such a cool name. So, back into the Gizmocloud, Fenton is panicking, and he's going around trying to catch the glitches. And he's telling, Gandra that they're running out of time. And she's like, what's wrong? And he says, like, people are starting to ask a lot of questions, and he's putting a lot of pressure and the responsibility on Huey. Yeah, they have to go public with the Gizmocloud.
Yeah, because they need help. Like, they need help to make it ready.
Oh, because Gandra comments, that, the more minds there are in here, the more chances there are that, people are gonna shut the project down. And yeah, Fenton goes, oh, it's not like getting one person in here is gonna, cause them to wreck everything. And yeah.
Enter
now
that person. I mean, I knew Mark Beaks knew what Fenton, like, looked like, but it didn't occur to me that he actually knew who he was and where he lived. Because he breaks into Fenton's room.
Mm-hmm.
Where, I mean, Fenton is sitting in his room in the Gizmo suit, plugged into the Gizmocloud.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives Beaks a momentary heart attack.
And he's figuring out what the suit and the headset does, basically.
Yeah. But he has to hide because Huey bursts in. Talking to himself, because Fenton cannot hear him.
Yeah.
About how he's overwhelmed by all the secrets that he's keeping.
And yeah, he says, I can't keep the secret of the Gizmocloud to myself for much longer. Like, you have to hurry up. And he's like, I need a nap. And he, like, goes to take a nap.
Yeah, he walks out of the room, and he was yelling to an unresponsive Fenton.
Yeah.
and Beaks peeks out of the room, and Huey has just kind of fallen over the arm of the couch, and he is asleep.
Oh, he didn't even make it, like, properly onto the couch. That's how tired he is. And so, yeah, he just gave all the exposition to
that Beaks needed.
Beaks.
Yeah.
And
so he hacks into I don't fucking Yeah, into the Gizmocloud.
Mm-hmm. Like, he is smart. Like, he knows things. He's just he doesn't just refuses to put any effort.
Yeah, that's a thing. He refuses to put in any effort, and he prefers to just steal stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, he has the intelligence to hack into the Gizmocloud and, like, override some of it.
Easily kind of knows how to work things.
Yeah. He doesn't have the patience or the imagination to create anything himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we see, meanwhile, inside the Gizmocloud, Fenton and Gandra are still not arguing, but we see more of why she feels... what's the phrasing?
She's very determined to keep it amongst themselves. Like, she keeps repeating that, why can't this just be, like, a Fenton and her thing? Like, why does it have to be shared with other people? She kind of says, like, what if I'm not good enough? And then she's like, no, what if the project isn't good enough? But she's worried about how people judge her. That she didn't really care about what people thought about her until she got with Fenton. She met him.
What if I'm not good enough? The project, the cloud, I mean. I never cared about what people thought about me until I met you.
And I don't care what anyone thinks about us, because I know you.
Oh, Fenton.
I mean, I think that's sweet. I also mean an extension of what Gandra was before, in Dangerous Chemistry, where she didn't care what anyone thought of her, and so she had no compunctions about making bad decisions and hurting people. Meeting Fenton and working with him has led to her becoming a better person.
Yeah.
And she's worried about people judging her as someone who isn't a good person anymore. She's worried about people's opinions now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the project has to be perfect. It has to, like, I feel like it has to cause no harm whatsoever. Yeah. People have to be safe. It has to be a good thing so that people can say that she is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love relationships in which people are trying to be better for each other and just be better people because of each other.
Yeah. And then Beaks comes in and ruins everything. Briefly.
Yeah. So immediately, obviously, like, Fenton and Gandra are distressed about Mark's appearance. I hate calling him Mark. Beaks' appearance.
Beaks.
Yeah. And Gandra, like, is on the attack immediately. Like, she tries to blast him so he can leave. But, before that, Beaks commits a microaggression.
Yeah, I mean, I think like we've said, he's been racist.
Yeah.
In all of his appearances. Yes.
Yeah.
But he just ups it in this. Like, he's like, this is my last appearance on the show. I gotta make an impact and be as racially insensitive as possible.
Yeah. God.
Because he calls Fenton muchacho and Gandra lady muchacho, even though Gandra is not, one, not Latina.
Yeah.
And two, bad.
Yeah.
And three, the word for that is muchacha.
Mm-hmm. Which I think he knows later on, so he just did it on purpose. Ass. Every time he speaks, I'm just like, stop talking.
Oh my god, he sucks.
Ugh. And
Josh Brenner does a very good job of making him intolerable.
Oh, yeah. Like, the performance is great. He makes me want to punch him every single time.
And yeah, Gandra immediately tries to, like, zap him out of the cloud. But yeah, because he's hacked, or however he's hacked in, he's somehow more powerful than them.
Yeah. And so he immediately, like, puts them into this, like, cage. It's like glass, but I don't know. They can see through it is the point.
Yeah, it's like a Rubik's Cube, but half of the squares are clear.
Yeah.
And then he's just dancing. Like,
yeah.
He's doing, like, a little, like, a lonely winter dance.
Yeah, he says hashtag you captured at one point, and he's just dancing.
Oh god.
Oh, there's a specific name to that dance.
Is it a Fortnite dance?
I mean, it might be in Fortnite, but it's I know it's a dance before. I don't know what it's called. He's just kind of like,
it's like doing a sad alone dance.
Yeah.
Because he sucks.
Ugh.
But he's basically telling them how he loves this virtual world they've created and that he is going to steal it from them. Mm-hmm. It's his now.
Yeah. And then stealing this is going to make it easier for him to steal from everyone because he can just take people's ideas. And here he creates a phone that he takes a selfie with. And he also creates a very specific hoverboard.
Yes. And so.
It's the Back to the Future 2 hoverboard.
Yes, the hoverboard. And I mean, it's explicitly that, which I love. It has everything, the pink, everything. It's very blatantly that. Mm-hmm. And I love it. It's just an extension of his inability to come up with original ideas.
Yeah.
Because this is, I mean, we see this just repeated, especially in this scene of him in the cloud. First with the hoverboard.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing it and I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah. I was like, it has like the pink, the green, the yellow. I'm like, it has to specifically be that.
No, yeah, it's straight up, it's the hoverboard. But yeah, he's saying that the Waddle Cloud will, like you said, allow him to steal ideas from everyone who accesses it. Fenton put in like a safety measure, which is the Gizmo suit. And he calls it to him, but because of whatever Mark Beaks did to override the system, he's able to get the suit first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's able to basically like draw it back to him instead, and he puts it on.
Yeah.
I always hate looking at him in it.
I know. Ugh. And now Fenton starts panicking. At first he's saying that Gandra was right. One bad apple ruined everything.
Yeah. And Gandra immediately, like, she doesn't panic. She's like, okay, you know, like, we just need a lot of good apples to fix it. And Fenton's like, you know, like, that's not how apple picking works. She's like, no, like, pay attention, like.
I mean, she's internalized what he's been telling her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you have good people working on something, you can fix it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's okay to need help.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we see that Beaks is giving the place a makeover, and he's just, like, blasting everything around.
And he's creating W's.
Yeah. She says, you know, that the cloud is still connected to the suits in the real world, so they need to tell everyone.
Yeah, Fenton's able to access, like, his body, I guess, the suit. And because we come back to the real world, and Huey is awoken by a tapping noise. Uh-huh. He doesn't know what it is at first.
No.
Or he thinks he knows what it is.
Yeah. He thinks it's Dewey tap dancing, and he's complaining because it's 3 a.m.
Yes, because he's woken up by this noise, because apparently that's what Dewey does. Dewey's a tap dancer. I believe that.
Do you think he's awake when he does it, or is he like?
I assume he's waking up to tap dance at 3 a.m.
God,
he's practicing his tap dancing specifically at 3 a.m.
Oh, it's insufferable.
Can you imagine?
God, but yeah, but Huey immediately recognizes that it's Morse code.
Yeah, he runs into Fenton's room and sees like it's like just the suit tapping on the arm of the chair, and he's able to understand it. And he sees Mark Beaks, and he tries to disconnect. He tries to just remove the headset from him.
Yeah,
but he's like rigged it to electrocute anyone who tries.
Yeah. Also, he's drooling like
he
like
is.
A lot.
So Huey goes to the computer to try to remove Beaks from the cloud manually, or yeah. But we get our second '90s reference, which is a reference to Dennis Nedry's "You Need to Ask for the Magic Word," with Beaks's terrible face.
Yeah. Ugh. It's
on the computer screen.
You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word.
So he can't do that, but so he starts to like listen to what the message that Fenton is tapping out. I always wanted to learn Morse code as a kid.
I know. I feel like it's a fun thing to know. Yeah, and obviously it makes sense that Huey would know it. As a consummate junior woodchuck.
Yes. So yeah, it tells him that Beaks took over to tell everyone.
And he takes that to heart because he throws open the door and yells it out to the world.
And we see the same male person that we've seen before, the dog lady, and he's just yelling to basically her and the world that Fenton created a virtual cloud space and that he's in love with Gandra D.
Yes. And after he gets that off his chest, he's like, okay, now tell people who can help. And we go back inside the Gizmocloud, and I just noticed that Beaks is in the Gizmo suit, which has a wheel.
Same.
Riding on top of a hoverboard.
He's such an idiot.
And he's created a foosball table, I think. Oh, and it's an arcade game. He's just created
like a bunch of beanbags.
Yeah.
He's creating like what everyone says like Google headquarters looks like.
Yeah. And he goes to he's gonna zap them, Which I don't know what, I don't know, I'm not sure what that would do, maybe lock them out permanently.
I guess. Yeah, because Gandra's like, you know, we're never going to do that. And he's like, yeah, I'll delete you from the program. So, I'm not sure, does that, like, keep them from being able to access their bodies?
I assume just boot them out, since this isn't like Ghost in the Shell where, like, they're robots and, like their ghost is, like, their soul, and if it's destroyed, like, they're gone forever, like, they're people.
Yeah,
and they're in, like, a virtual reality, so who knows?
Who knows? Point is, he was gonna destroy them.
Yeah. But before he can do that, we see a purple, like, kind of portal, pixely-looking portal appear, and Gyro, Mama, and Huey step through.
Yeah. And, like, wait, before that, though, Gandra and Fenton are ready to, like, be obliterated together. They, like, just, like, hold hands.
And Mama right away, like, she's able to just break apart this prison cube. Yeah.
It's that mother adrenaline that they talk about.
Yeah. And she thinks, I mean, she's like, oh, you must be Fenton's girlfriend. She thinks, she assumes, like, they were telling the truth about the name.
Yeah.
She does call her Elizabeth Ellen.
But she also says, she is real, right? Like, I don't know how these computer things work. And Gandra, like obviously looks offended.
Yeah, like, Fenton's created, like a simulated girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, she's... like, she's not a real person.
No. I love Gandra's face, like, yeah, like, kind of like,
She's like, no, I am real. It's like, oh God, Mom, why do you know what that is?
Yeah. My mom always reminds me of, like, the mothers in my life, and it always cracks me up. The whole, like, oh, I don't know how these computer things work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just Gandra's face.
But then Beaks gets annoyed that nobody's paying attention to him.
Why?
And he dives down and punches the ground. There's like creates like a wave that knocks everyone off their feet.
Mm-hmm. And Gyro immediately regrets coming onto this adventure.
Shello, omnipotent godlike cyber being here. Why aren't you all paying attention to me?
Yeah, I definitely should not have agreed to this.
But Fenton insists that working together they can beat him. Mm-hmm. Like, use the cloud to their advantage.
Yeah.
And Huey goes first, because they're all going to individually attack Beaks.
Mm-hmm. They all have to say Blathering Blather Sky, and they all get a cool, fun animation.
Yeah, oh my god, the animation in this fight sequence is very nice.
Yeah.
Huey goes, we see the return of Longleg Huey. Which is great.
Yeah.
But with an imaginative flair.
Yeah.
He's not just long legs. Like, there's a purpose to them.
Yeah.
He's created his own little super suit, which is adorable.
And I love that he basically turns into an H. You kind of see the logo behind him.
Yeah. It's fun. There's a moment right after he transforms, and Fenton looks so excited for him. Everyone else looks very confused.
I think I only told Anna, I was so excited about how supportive basically everyone in this episode is of Huey. Really. Yeah. There's no Huey shut up moment.
Yeah, I mean he's among peers for the most part. He's Fenton is like I think like he says his best friend, and they have like a mentor kind of mentee relationship, even though Huey's almost as smart as him. And obviously Gyro's a weirdo anyway, so he wouldn't be one to talk anyway.
And so Huey goes first with his robot legs.
Yeah. I mean, so he, like I said, they each fight Beaks, and in one by one, Beaks steals their idea.
Yeah.
And it's the worst with Huey's, because he steals the long legs and he just adds them to the wheel. And so it's like this one, like, it's the small body, it's the Gizmocloud body, and then just these
On stilts.
Horrible. Yeah, on stilts. Like a spider just missing all of its legs.
Yeah. Oh, like a fucked up
it's
daddy
bad.
long legs.
Yeah, like the visual of how he moves is so unnatural.
Yeah.
And next, Mama goes.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets this whole like Power Ranger type transformation.
SPD. I love because she says, you know, if like a superpowered legs didn't work, how about a superpowered arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just has like a cool outfit and gives herself really long curly hair.
I love that. Yeah, this like that goes like I have nothing to add. Yes.
Yeah.
And so she's firing like bolts, like, you know, she's shooting. What the fuck is this?
I don't know, like laser blasts, basically.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You've seen RoboCop.
Yes. And this is our third retro reference. Because Mark Beaks does not know RoboCop already exists. He says, Robot Cop? That sounds like a franchise.
Yeah. Jeez.
And it's actually, RoboCop actually has like a relevance to Gizmoduck.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gizmoduck was inspired partly by RoboCop, as well as like Iron Man. Mm-hmm. And Gizmoduck is still called RoboDuck in the Netherlands, Belgium, and Japan.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if this is confirmed, but I've heard that because the suit in the original series, the logo looks more like an R.
It does.
And it's because he was originally going to be called RoboDuck, I think is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Because now it very clearly is a G.
Yeah. Which makes it a little jarring when you look at the original and you're like, that's just an R. Like,
yeah. It's like, he's Gizmoduck, right?
Yeah.
Why does the logo look like that? So it makes sense in Belgium, the Netherlands, and Japan.
But Beaks immediately steals like the arms from her.
Yes. And so he's able to fire the laser bolts.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gyro goes next?
Yes. So Lil Bulb is talking to him and suggests the next idea, which is just like the mech suit from Great Time Chase.
Yeah, which is a fun callback, but with Gyro piloting it.
Yeah.
And again, very, very cool animation sequences.
Mm-hmm. I like how intense Gyro looks in there.
Yeah, and he is actually able, I think, to hold off Beaks for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's able to grab him by the arms and pin his arms back, but a compartment opens up in the suit's chest, and like the Inspector Gadget go-go arms like slither out, and they like climb up and over the glass of the mech suit.
And hit like a self-destruct button that like
because Beaks has to like point and shoot to take to take the idea, and he does that and destroys the mech suit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he looks all fucked up.
It looks fucked up. Like, it's bad. It's wonky because they're not his ideas and they don't work. Because he's stealing them. Like, he's not. He didn't come up with any of this himself, and so it all works. It doesn't mesh correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just stealing them willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And Ganja goes next. And she creates a really nice suit. I liked her suit.
Blathering blatherskite.
Nice tech, suit.
This isn't a suit. It's a gizmo!
It's got, electrodes? What are those called? Like Tesla coils, I think, on the shoulders.
Like her headphones on.
And she's using like an amped up version of her like electric nanite powers.
Mm-hmm. And I think she like manages maybe to do the most damage actually.
Yeah, she's able to knock Beaks over, and she gets this big ball of electric energy, and she's going to hit him with it, hopefully to beat him, but he grabs her just before, and there's the big explosion of light, and they think she's won, but
no, yeah. He's grabbed onto, like, basically the staff and all. And
yeah, and she loses the suit as well.
Mm-hmm. So basically at this point, it's kind of like everyone kind of feels hopeless. Well, at least Huey's like, there's no way we can beat that thing. It's like a Frankenstein's monster. It's just combined everything. Like, basically combining every good idea that they came up with.
Yeah.
And no, like, Fenton's like, no, we can. Like, we have even more ideas. Like, he has nothing, like, without us, basically. Kendra's like, yeah, for a guy with such a big head, like, you think he had at least one original thought, and that, like, kind of gets to Beaks.
It gets under his skin, but then he literally takes her words to heart, because all the pieces of the suits he's stolen fall, and he emerges as a giant floating head with hands.
Yeah.
Which apparently is a reference to the villain Andros in the Star Fox video games.
Oh.
I don't play video games.
I don't know that.
Don't know. It's apparently the reference.
I just see a big head and I think of, like, the big head in a jar in Power Rangers. Like, the guy.
Yes!
I just think of that.
Something with a Z?
I don't remember.
I'm looking up Big Head Power Rangers. Zordon! Oh, so close. I knew it was a Z. Fuck, that's probably what it reminded me of, too.
Yeah, I always think of that. Just
Zordon.
The, like, weird effects of, like, the 90s.
But with hands.
And yeah, he tries to be like, whatever, who the fuck cares? Like, I'm still in control and I'm gonna beat you guys. I can take each one of you. And that's when Fenton's like, yeah, like, you can stop us if we go separately, but if we work together at the same time, then you can't stop all of us.
Yeah, and that is true. They beat him handily.
Yeah.
We're not going to explain the action bit by bit because there's a lot of action.
Yeah, just so that everyone gets, like, their like, little suits, and it's a pretty fun action scene.
Yeah, and I mean, all the action scenes, I think, in the show have always been very good.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I mean, they blow up the big head.
Yeah.
The Fenn's floating head. And he's gone. Like, he's kicked out of the Gizmocloud.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, like, literally kicked out because he, like, in the real world, goes flying backwards.
Yeah.
And the VR helmet gets knocked off his head.
Mm-hmm.
But he's, like, still in Fenton's room.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can somebody come, like, arrest him for trespassing and being Mark Beaks?
Mm-hmm. Like, trying to steal, like, stuff, like, you can charge him for something.
Trespassing, at least.
Yeah,
like, he did. I don't know if he broke in, but he's trespassing.
I mean, he did. He came through, like, the window.
The window, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what constitutes breaking and entering, but probably that.
Yeah, with intention to.
I mean, Fenton's going to wake up with Beaks presumably still in there.
Yeah. He's, like, in his hamper, isn't he?
Yeah, he gets knocked into the hamper.
So it's like, unless, Mama and them and Fenton stay a long time in this world, like, and he'll be gone by then.
I mean, they can still get him.
Yeah. It's all
that's our last look at Mark Beaks, though.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Beaks. Forever, he's gone. He gets knocked into a hamper, and that's it.
That's it. He's forever in that hamper, as far as I know.
That's, I think, a fitting ending.
Yeah.
To Mark Beaks.
Oh, and so back to the Gizmocloud that I keep wanting to call the Gizmo Void. There's a celebration. We see that. I love that Gandra and Huey both hug Fenton.
Yeah, and they're all still in their suits.
Mm-hmm.
And Huey at first apologizes for not being able to keep the secret.
Yeah.
But, Fenton's like, no, I shouldn't have asked you to keep the secret in the first place.
Yeah.
That was wrong of me. I am the adult.
Yes. Yes. And I love that Gyro is impressed by what he sees. Because he's like, wow, like, I can't believe you've kept this world to yourselves.
I can't believe you were keeping this whole world to yourselves. I mean, it's incredible. It's just, it's fine.
But at that moment, we do see, like, another glitch happen. So, yeah, like, Fenton's like, yeah, thanks, but it keeps glitching. And Charo basically tells them, like, did you try turning it off and on again?
No, like if they closed programs instead of just minimizing them.
Yeah.
Because they were apparently just letting all these programs pile up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
just letting them run in the background. And
yeah, and I guess overloading the current system as it was.
Mm-hmm. And even Gandra's like, oh, yeah, like, you're right, you know, letting some people in was a good idea.
And I mean, she and Fenton have been holding hands throughout the episode, like as like a comforting thing, and also like when they're being faced by Mark Beaks, they held hands. Mm-hmm. And obviously Fenton's still in the massive Gizmo suit, but they still hold hands, and it's that like classic the height and size difference. Mm-hmm. It's very cute.
And then Mama, because I love the kind of transition between them holding hands and Mama and her long hair just like walking in front of them.
Yeah, walking up. Did you see Gyro in the background? He's like, I'm saying there's gonna be like a tender family moment. I'm going to back away with a disgusted expression on my face.
I just saw.
He just backs away. He just walks off screen. He's like, I don't want to be in this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this scene.
Oh my gosh. And poor Mama. She goes to tell Gandra that she was impressed with her fighting, but she calls her Melissa Beth Ellen, and Gandra's like, I'm Gandra.
And this is when Fenton kind of rushes to explain and defend himself and defend his and Gandra's relationship.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
Mama! I can explain. I had to enlist Huey in some temporary subterfuge, but things quickly spiraled out of control. But I love this woman, and I want everyone to know it, and I don't care what you think about it. I mean, not in a rude way, because I obviously still respect you because you're my mama, but she's my Gandra.
But I'm even more impressed that you can put up with my son's endless chattering.
He says that he loves Gandra, but it's clear by, through context, that it's not the first time he said it.
Yeah.
Because there's no gasp. He said love. Like, it's clearly something he's like told her.
Yeah. Yeah. I
so
love
that was
how
nice.
established their relationship is. I live off established relationships.
And this is the scene we were talking about, comparing. This scene definitely stood out to me as something very representative of how different his and Fenton and his mother's relationship is in this version of DuckTales.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, there's a specific moment. What episode is it?
It is the episode. It is the end of the 5-part premiere of Fenton. It's the final episode. It's Money to Burn. Throughout the 5-part episode, obviously we were introduced to Fenton. We're introduced to his mother, and she is. How to describe her? She is.
We always described her as, like, depressed.
Depressed, yeah, she's depressed. We see her basically live in her bathrobe and hair curlers, and her entire life revolves around watching her soaps.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's not a very good mother.
No.
What we've seen. Fenton constantly craves her attention and her love.
Yeah.
And she doesn't give it.
No, she doesn't. And you can tell that, like, life hasn't treated her well. And
no.
Fenton's father didn't probably treat her well either.
Ah, too bad your father didn't see this. He thought I was worthless.
Isn't it? I think it's in the first episode where we first meet Mama.
Yes.
That she says, I'll put the quote in it because it blows my mind whenever I hear it. She says that how Fenton's father thought she was worthless.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's the word. And
I'm like,
something.
Hello.
Yeah, and it's like not. It's a comment she kind of just makes offhand, and it's obviously not expanded on.
Yeah,
and it is the darkest thing.
That was one of the first things I ever heard from this show, so it's kind of in my brain forever.
Yeah. And so in the final episode, in Money to Burn, Fenton finally stands up to his mother.
But Mama, I've been gone for days.
Can't this wait until the commercial?
That's it, Mama. There are gonna be a few changes around here. First, I expect you to treat me like Mr. McDuck does, like I'm somebody. I also expect you to have this trailer cleaned up and your hair out of those curlers before I get back. Got it?
And he's almost in the right.
Yeah,
Like,
he almost is, but he takes it too far. Because he is, like, he's in the right of demanding respect from her, like, you know, treating him like a adult man that he is. But then he, like, takes a swerve into demanding that, like,
she put on some makeup and she get dressed. Go make me a sandwich.
Yeah, like, do my laundry, like, actually do my laundry, like, yeah, like, basically, like, come on, like, I'm in charge now, basically, is what he says. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, excuse me? Like, I was cheering for you.
Oh,
because, you're in the right of saying, like, maybe take me more seriously as a person. But I don't think you're disrespecting your mom.
Yeah,
you know?
it takes a sudden turn into sexist town.
Yeah. And that's the thing about OG Fenton is that he'll take those turns sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, who are you?
Yeah, because for the most part, he's like the goofy, like, superhero guy. Like, he's fairly competent as a superhero.
Yeah.
And he's like a good guy.
Yeah.
By and large, he is. And he's like goofy. He's got like a kind of a Daffy Duck energy.
Yeah, he does.
But then every so often it'll take a turn into like a sexist remark or a racist remark. And it takes you out of the enjoyment of this fun character.
So here it was apparent to both of us, just like the contrast of him being like, I'm being straight up with my mom about things and how things are, but I'm not like disrespecting her because he obviously still cares about her opinion, you know? Yeah.
But here Mama is very welcoming of Gandra. I really like that there was no, like, you're not good enough for my son, overprotective thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, even throughout the whole episode, it was never, like, about the fact that he had a girlfriend. It wasn't like, I don't trust any women that is going to be with my kid, with my son. It was like, he's keeping a secret from me as something as big as a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So he doesn't hold any, like, real anger towards her, really.
No, she invites Gandra over for dinner and, like, asks that she calls her Mama. Like,
and it's kind of funny to me, though, because Fenton looks at this happening, because they're like, you know, Gandra and Mama are, like, laughing, having a good time, and Fenton goes, oh, that's moving fast. I got the comment.
Dude, you just made a huge impassioned speech to your mom about how much you love her. Like, you're good.
She thinks you guys are gonna get married. Like, you don't have
she's
commitment
already
issues
planning
now.
the wedding.
And that comment too kind of reminded me of OG Fenton and, like, the commitment issues that they would show.
Yeah.
Like
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mama's already, like, she's making the guest list in her mind.
Yeah. But here we hear that Gandra says that she can't really have dinner with them because she has to, you know, get to work on the Gizmocloud and get it off of Foul servers.
And leave Foul. And so we cut to a very red room, which can only mean one thing.
She's developing
Foul.
photos. Oh.
She's in whatever Foul base, and we see she disconnects from the Gizmocloud. And she receives a text from Fenton, who she has in her contact under suit.
Yeah. What does it say? It says, Mom hasn't stopped talking about you. It's both encouraging and slightly unnerving.
Yeah. And it's this really sweet moment because she holds the phone close and, like, she blushes.
Yeah.
Because she's excited to, like, move on with her life and with him. And, of course, it's going to end tragically. And she starts to walk out of the room, and the door opens, and Bradford is waiting on the other side.
Yes. As soon as this happens, it was so, like, it felt so tragic. So he basically, like, spooks her and is like, you know, I heard you were considering leaving Foul. And we see her kind of, like, gather her courage. And she's like, yes, you know, like, I'm not scared of what people think. I have something better going on, and I'm gonna leave Fowl.
And yeah, Bradford's basically like, yeah, no, you're not.
No.
That for using Fowl servers to do her thing.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Basically
he knows that the cloud is a thing.
Yes, he knows about the cloud, and for like misusing Fowl resources, he's docking her 2 weeks' pay, and locking her away forever.
Yeah, in the Lost Library.
Yes, and we see a group of eggheads emerge through the door, and they restrain her.
Yeah, and even Gandra didn't know what the Lost Library was.
No.
And yeah, the episode ends with this like terrifying kind of shot of Bradford being like lit by the red in the back, and
take her to the Lost Library.
What? What library?
You have your secrets, Agent T, and I have mine.
And it closes with that. She's being locked away and sent to the Lost Library. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say too much about the Lost Library because it's very fun. So I'll talk more about it in the finale.
Yeah.
But the Lost Library is a reference to the 1993 Don Rosa comic, Guardians of the Lost Library. Mm-hmm. The basic premise is that Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie go in search of the Lost Library of Alexandria. Ooh. And it's considered, by and large, the best Don Rosa comic. Mm-hmm. And by others, the best comic ever.
Dang.
So, I mean, definitely give it a read. But you can almost certainly find it online. Yeah, I'll explain a bit more about that reference later. Ooh. But yeah, so it's super ominous. The Lost Library.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the episode with Gandra being kidnapped.
I guess any episode thoughts?
I mean, this was our last Gizmonic episode.
Yeah.
I think we have questions about that, but...
Okay.
I guess just ruminating on that. But yes, I think we will get into questions, because I think that will answer the bulk of our thoughts. Address the bulk of our thoughts. There we go. Alright, we shall do our Twitter questions first. Mm-hmm. From TurtleDuckDog1. I really like this one, but I feel instead of giving Huey more character growth, they did fan service of showing Huey with a weighted blanket and confirmed headcanons instead of actually addressing where that anxiety comes from. We don't have to rehash this. Love the podcast.
Oh, thanks.
I've never seen a weighted blanket appear in any form of media. So seeing it acknowledged was fun. It was nice. I'm like, oh shit, that's me.
Assigned Huey.
Shit. I am the oldest sibling.
Yeah.
Of 3.
Hey. I mean,
do you have any thoughts?
I don't know. Do you have thoughts? No. I just, like I said before, I liked seeing Huey in his element. Even though he was, like, anxious, like, it was still nice to see him, like, I don't know. I like how much he likes love. I think that's such a fun thing.
Yeah, it's cute. He's seeing the culmination of his work.
Yeah.
With Gandra and Fenton.
I love that.
Our next question is from Aaron Harpy. When the hell did Gandra and Fenton hook up? Last season, sure, but it seems we were kinda cheated.
Yeah, like, I get that we can't see every moment of these characters' lives, but I don't know.
Especially since they're more side characters, but...
Yeah. It would have been nice to explore that.
Yeah. If we had, like, limitless episodes, I would have liked to see an in-between, like, Fenton learning she's foul.
Yeah.
Would have been really nice.
Mm-hmm. And, like, I guess them talking it out and being like, are we going to carry on? Obviously they did, like.
Yeah. If I wonder, I assume that the reveal of Fowl, unless she told him early on, like we joked.
Yeah.
Or she waited until Bradford broke the news.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems kind of risky, but.
Yeah. I mean, that would lead to like a pretty big blowout, I would think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we won't ever know, but
no. Another question from TurtleDuckDog1. How do you feel racism has been handled in this episode and the show overall?
I think they've handled it well in the sense that I think they've done a really good job of addressing like specifically microaggressions, which I feel like sometimes it's very easy to go to like the big things, and not that that isn't important, but it's also important to show like
the everyday,
how little comments like that happen. Sometimes like it even takes like you yourself, like if you're a person of color, like to like later in the day you're like, wait, what the, did someone say that to me? Like, you know, like it's that kind of thing. And I think they've handled it pretty well.
Yeah, and I mean the character we see, I think the only character we've seen being racist is Mark Beaks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just an element of his character. He's a privileged, wealthy, white character.
Yeah.
Who is a Silicon Valley type who, in real life, there are a lot of issues with racism.
Yeah.
In that world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I guess it's a core part of his character because he's terrible that he makes these comments because he just he sucks.
Yeah, like I don't want to say that it's cool that they show these things because that's not the right word.
No,
but it's kind of like I feel like it's as it is so cool to me that they show like people of color as scientists.
Yeah.
It's also important to say like these people, like people of color like that are scientists, also suffer these things in the industries that they're in.
Yeah. And the fact, this is a show geared towards kids, and so kids are seeing this. They're seeing the villain, obviously, the one who's saying these things, maybe things they've heard, and an amount of realism I haven't really seen in an animated show, especially not a Disney animated show.
Yeah.
And which I think made the world feel a little bit more real. This world full of ducks and dogs and pigs.
But I think like the first time it happened, it kind of like
it threw me completely. It's like, did he just?
Yeah, I remember specifically being like, did Mark Beaks just commit a microaggression? Like,
yeah.
And yeah, he did, and he continues to do it, which just tells you like how shitty of a person he is.
Yeah, and that he's never going to learn or presumably change.
Yeah. It's a good job.
Let's see, from SexyDonut666. Question 1. General thoughts on Mark Bitches, characterization, arc, humor, etc.
It ties in well to the last question.
It does. Because this was the last time we'll see Mark Beaks.
Yeah. I mean, throughout the whole thing, I just love to hate him.
Yeah.
And I hated every time he'd make me laugh.
Yes. But, oh boy, I'm gonna need a big bag of rice.
That line is so funny. Why did they give it to him?
So funny. He didn't deserve it.
Yeah, like... He's also like I don't like to use this word, but he's so cringy. Like he's such a
from the beginning he's meant to be a character you hate.
Yeah.
Like he's not a fun villain like Magica or Glomgold or a threatening one, even like as low level as like Mob Eagle or Lunaris.
Yeah.
But he's just like he's like a nuisance.
Yeah.
And I found that interesting. And
even amongst villains, he's like they hate him too.
Yeah,
like,
yes, he's a nuisance, and I like that he is just this bratty, spoiled Silicon Valley guy. Mm-hmm. And then with the additional DuckTales craziness, that they bring in, and that's fun. That's something that's it's like a dash of like obviously like again the real world, the modernism to these decades old characters.
Yeah, I think he, like at the end, because he is one of the big four that we see in the intro as villains, he's like a good addition to that group because he's kind of like, I think it's very easy to like we see in I think superhero movies very like tech is bad, like nah kind of messages a lot. Like he's a good kind of almost parody of that.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to hate him.
Yeah. Question 2. How are you planning on dealing with the absolute tsunami of questions you're absolutely getting on the finale?
We already decided to do like a whole thing, separate thing for that, basically.
Yeah, a whole separate episode for questions.
Yeah. So bring them on.
Oh, no.
I encourage.
Don't encourage that.
Though,
yeah, do send in questions.
Yeah. Just maybe if we get a lot that are the same question, we might group them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And question 3. Are you sad about the lack of Benzino?
Yeah. Anna has to make that fan cam.
I have to learn how to make a fan cam now. This is what I've been brought to.
Cause I was a kid that grew up in like 2010, so I know how to make AMVs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can make that.
I don't know how to. I'll have to research. I might post something on Twitter like, please
Help.
Somebody, how do I make a fan cam? I'm very sad about no Benzino.
Yeah. Like, we got so many other things. We called so many other things.
I flew too close to the sun. Benzino was my Icarus.
Oh no.
Anyway.
I'm just thinking of his sound clip.
Which one?
The first one, the only hotel
I've ever sleep inside. Incomprehensible. What does that mean?
Oh no.
Let's see. From Asimov Fangirl. What do you think the other characters, Webby, Scrooge, Launchpad, etc., would do when they get access to the Gizmocloud? What would you do if you got access?
Oh.
Scrooge would not know what it was.
No.
He would think he's been sucked into another dimension. That's how the mental image of him like struggling to remove the VR headset.
Because I love when he becomes like old man, so he'd probably be doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, like have you seen videos of people like with VR sets and they just like they'll like fall over chairs and stuff?
Yeah, that's Launchpad.
Yeah, that's Launchpad. Boy doesn't know what Halloween is.
He would think you have to walk around in like, real life and would like walk into walls.
Yeah. It's like close all the windows because Launchpad will go through them. Also, like he'll be very confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Webby would just have fun with it. She'd fly around.
Yeah. I mean, Dewey, same. He'd have a whole... He'll probably, like, make musicals and stuff. He'll have fun.
Oh, shit. He could create, like, infinite Dewey DeNight sets.
Oh, my God, yeah. He'll
film Dewey DeNight from within VR.
He can interview himself.
Oh, no, he can't. Terrible.
Yeah. Who else? Beakley. What would Beakley do?
I don't think she'd be interested.
She wouldn't.
Right? She's like, I have fucking better things to do.
Gotta keep Launchpad from leaving them.
Yes. Keep Launchpad from going out a window.
But what would you do with it?
VR scares me, so nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever done like a VR headset, but I think I would be those people like tripping over themselves.
I would be. Yeah. I'd be like, what the? No, I don't like this. It's funny seeing people do VR.
Yeah.
But I don't think I myself would want to do it. Technology bad.
Yeah. Or if anything, I mean, I think my basic answer would just be like, if I can go experience concerts that happened in the past. I would do that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's more like that's like watching a video. That'd be fun. Yeah. Virtually walking down Main Street, Disneyland.
Oh my god, just crying the whole time.
Just tears streaming down from under the
You can do that, right? Like there are.
You probably
YouTube
can.
videos
It's probably
that
a
are,
thing.
like 360.
Yeah,
you can probably do that. Oh, it's a good thing I don't have that. Because recently I've been literally like watching Space Mountain on YouTube and just crying.
We can go to Disneyland in a few months.
Yeah.
I mean, the park technically opens April 30th, but
we're not
it's gonna be a nightmare to consider attempting.
Yeah.
Maybe August, once we're vaccinated and
That'd
more
be
people are vaccinated.
Yeah.
We're just making plans now. Let's see, from Crying Drama 32. I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but I feel like Andrew's arc was too fast and quick, or maybe it was just me.
It was quick in the sense that we didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, like there's the assumption that it was like a long process, or but yeah, we didn't really get to see a lot of that or any of that really.
I think since we didn't see the core moment of Fenton learning she's foul or her telling him, since I mean already the betrayal of her working for Beaks was bad enough, like that she's working for this super 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 evil secret organization that is going against the whole family. I think would be a bigger hurdle, and I mean just her coming to the decision and telling Fenton that she's choosing to leave foul.
Yeah.
Then I think would be important for her, like deciding to actually care about who she works with and the morality of the people who she works with.
Yeah.
Which she claimed, obviously, in her first episode that she didn't care about. As long as she got results and as long as she was able to do her work in peace, she didn't care.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But, I mean, I guess it's just a matter of them being more side characters.
Yeah.
And they aren't going to get the same amount of attention.
Yeah. I mean, we said before, had this been maybe one more season, maybe we would have been able to see that a little bit, in a side plot, B plot. But yeah, I get that it would seem jarring to go from one thing to another. You just kind of have to fill in the gaps yourselves.
Yeah. From Brennan Harris is more of a comment. How good was the animation in the episode, or was that just me?
It was very good, yeah.
It was good. Very good. Even just like expressions and then obviously all the action sequences.
Yeah.
I really like the scenes especially of Huey transforming into long leg Huey Supreme.
Yeah, like they have such fun fight scenes that I know we struggle to describe.
Yeah, they're hard to describe.
You
have to see them to really appreciate them.
But yeah, like you get a lot of like fun expressions, especially like with Huey and Fenton. But yeah, it was very good.
And from Smile Bouquet, what do you think of the reveal that Ganju was a double agent, or just her character arc overall? I personally liked what we got, but wish she'd gotten more focused sooner.
Yeah, on the fact that we maybe should have gotten it sooner. But, I mean, I liked it. I'll just have to fill in the gaps myself, read some fanfiction.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very fun, very funny episode. So,
yeah.
There is another part to your question. Also, if Benzine Gasolonely had his own Gizmo suit, what do you think it would look like? Thank you, everyone, for humoring me.
Yeah.
in my desperate search and hope for Benzino.
I mean, I don't
Something
even
with
know.
wings. He would fly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to get an image of what he looks like again, and I got.
How could you forget?
No, I just wanted like a nice, clear image in my head.
Yeah.
And I got Lizette's beautiful art, Lizette Carrera.
Yes.
And oh god, that's such a low cut, open shirt.
Yeah. He's got like his first appearance like this silk, like very European outfit.
Yeah. What was the question again?
What his Gizmo suit would look like?
Oh, I don't even. Yeah, like a plane kind of.
Yeah, something with wings.
Yeah. I know, race car.
We see him in a plane. We don't see him drive a race car. So I'm gonna say something with like some sort of like jetpack connecting thing where you can still see his face because his face is very important. He's a playboy.
Yeah. Probably have like a big medallion somewhere. It'll look red as all hell.
Yes.
God.
And that is our last question.
Sorry, I just saw one image down. It's us. Of course, we're gonna be forever.
When you look up Benzino?
Yeah. It's like the official DuckTales Wikipedia, Lizette's beautiful art, Amores Patos, a DuckTales podcast.
Hell yeah. We've made our mark. This random character from DuckTales 1987.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's funny.
It's fantastic. Oh, that's our last question.
Okay. So now we go to Tumblr. So we have a question from Mr. Pinniped, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who says, Mark was so pathetic with such a severe case of villain decay. Do you think he'll get a redemption arc in the finale, or is the last that we'll see of him be falling into Fenton's laundry?
We have seen the finale.
Yeah.
But even if we hadn't, I would say this is the last we'd see of him.
Yeah. I don't think I expected him to play a big ol' role in the finale.
No. Good riddance.
Yeah.
We're free of him.
He's never getting
Finally.
better. We have a question from Jay Sketchy who asks, if you guys had your own Gizmocloud style supersuit, what would your powers be?
Shit.
I forgot what superpowers are now.
I don't think I'd want flight because I'm scared of heights.
Yeah. I've always liked like teleportation powers. I've always found those interesting.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That's fun.
I'm trying to think of like movie references that I can copy.
Same.
I've also always liked like Mystique's power of like being able to just transform into anything.
Oh, like a chameleon type thing.
Yeah, so like a suit that can do that would be fun.
I'm a loser and blanking.
Also, I'm a cosplay dork, so I would also use it for cosplay reasons.
I would just want a exact Gizmo suit replica. Just to have.
That's like people have like the stormtrooper like outfits in their house. Yeah.
Yeah, just the Gizmo suit, like a replica. It can't do shit.
No.
It just looks real cool.
It's like hollow and everything. It's just yeah. That's valid.
Thank you.
We have an anonymous comment.
Oh. Melissa Beth Ellen.
Melissa Beth Ellen says, compared to before, I actually liked Long Leg Huey. Yes.
Yeah, because he was using it creatively. It wasn't there just for the sake of horrifying us.
Yeah. And it's such a, I don't know, this episode was filled with like nice callbacks to previous things, and
yeah, like when you mentioned like Louie's kids, Long Leg Huey. Yeah, those are nice callbacks.
Yeah. And yeah, same. He didn't horrify me.
It also helped that it didn't have that like rubber band noise.
Yeah.
Whenever
he wasn't
moved.
moving like weird. It was very much like boy on stilts, like more like that, yeah. And we have 2 last questions from Ann Author, who asks, if we did get a Justice Duck spin-off in the future, do you think Gandra would build her Gizmo suit and go on missions?
Sorry, I love this question. Yes.
Yeah.
The Justice Ducks, I know we've mentioned before, are from Darkwing Duck. They're from the Darkwing Duck episode Just Us Justice Ducks, a 2-parter, where basically a superhero team is formed of the kind of miscellaneous sort of heroes in the show besides Darkwing and Gizmo Duck.
Mm-hmm. They're not people you've really seen before or really will see a lot of.
No. They each have maybe 1 to 2 other appearances.
Yeah.
Besides Morgana and like Gizmo Duck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this show has the makings of such a baller Justice Ducks.
Yeah.
Storkules, Darkwing, Gizmo Duck, Gandra, Penny, Lena, like Gosling. They have the makings of such a amazing Justice Ducks, and they never do it.
No, they left me wanting for more.
they literally pepper throughout, like, for most of this 3rd season. It's like, oh, Penny's a superhero now.
Yeah.
Boyd can be a superhero if he wants to. We've had Gizmo Duck in here for a while.
Yeah.
Storkules is hanging out.
I'll just say the second part of the question was who else would be in this reboot version of the team. So we're already discussing.
Fuck. We're there.
Yeah.
We're there. Because Darkwing, like, there's no really good heroes. There isn't really a good selection.
No.
In Darkwing, besides Morgana, and even in that episode, they
nerf her. She doesn't have the power she has any other time.
Yeah, they completely nerf her and make her, like, really clumsy with her magic when she never is in any other episode, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show has so many superhero characters or superhero adjacent that it could be such a cool Justice Ducks.
Yeah, it would be a
and
whole
it felt
thing.
It
felt like we were kind of leading to that.
It felt like we were building up to that.
Yeah.
And then we didn't, which is a bummer.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the last of our Tumblr questions.
Yeah, that'll be all for us today. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Please follow us on Twitter. That's where we post most, if not all of our news, most of our news. And we retweet fan art and
memes.
Memes, yes.
Yeah. Our merch, should we update anything?
To follow us on Twitter at Amores Patos.
You can also send us questions, comments, if you don't have a Twitter, at our Tumblr at amorespatospodcast.tumblr.com.
If you do not have a Twitter or a Tumblr, you can send us questions at our email at amorespatospodcast@gmail.com. You can check out our merch store, which is going to be continuing to exist even after the finale, because I worked very hard on this art.
Yeah.
On these designs.
And thanks to anyone who has supported us.
Yes, my God, thank you. I really love making these designs, and the fact that people like them enough to buy them is really great.
Yeah.
So the link to our store will be in the show notes, and the store goes on sale about once or twice every month. So check that out for sure. And thanks to my mind's blanking. Thanks to Michael at Spintrick for our lovely cover art.
Yes.
And that'll be all for us. Saludos, amigos.
Saludos, amigos.